To this day, I still can't forget what they did to me. They turned me into their property. Nothing more, nothing less. Hi, I'm Maria, 15 years old. I'm currently living with my stepfather, Peter, who is 40 years old. My mom unfortunately passed away a few years ago from a serious illness, and he became my only guardian. Although he's a factory worker with a meager salary, Peter is a heavy gambler. He's ready to throw all his money into gambling. One day, he came back late and said, "I want to introduce you to my friend's son. He's a nice guy. He wanted to get to know you." I didn't think much of it and quickly forgot about it. The very next day, I received a call from a strange man. "Hi, I'm Dean. Mr. Peter talked a lot about you. Would you like us to get to know each other better?" After a few seconds of surprise, I remembered what my dad had said the other day about the man he wanted to introduce me to. I felt a bit weirded out, but casually greeted him back. I got nothing better to do anyways. In the days that followed, we kept in touch, had long conversations about everything in life, and gradually became closer. Although we had never seen each other's face, Dean's way of talking was gentle and polite. Dean and I had a lot in common. We both liked reading, pop music, and walking leisurely in the sunset. It felt like we had a connection. Since the day Dean came into my life, it had become so comfortable. Not only was I able to talk my heart out, Dean also promised to provide me with monthly pocket money to spend and pay my tuition. I was a bit hesitant and worried at first, but he reassured me, so I agreed. Honestly, my dad's monthly allowance wasn't even enough for me to buy a dress or hang out with friends. So being spoiled like that made me quite happy. He also regularly sent me expensive gifts. Despite many rejections, the gifts kept coming to me. It made my friends very jealous. They even wished they had a rich boyfriend like Dean. Chatting online was no longer enough. I had fallen in love with Dean and wanted to meet him in real life. All I knew about Dean was his sultry voice and the stories he told that he was a rich businessman and older than me. I was really curious about him. One day, my stepdad suddenly announced, "Get ready and put on some nice clothes. I'll take you to see Dean." Hearing that, I was extremely happy and nervous. Finally, my long-awaited dream was going to be fulfilled. I quickly went to get ready and kept wondering, what would Dean look like in real life? That night, a car was waiting at the door and took me and my dad straight to a luxury house. We were led into a closed room. Inside was an old man sitting on a chair. He looked much older than Peter. He looked more than 50 years old. Seeing me, he smiled and said hello. "Hello, Maria." That voice made me freeze. It was Dean's voice, the voice that I used to listen to every night. I was so shocked that the man I had a crush on, who spoke so sweetly to me every night, was an old man. I knew Dean was older than me, but it was unbelievable that he was that old. Before I could regain my composure, my stepdad suddenly bowed and walked out, leaving me alone in that empty room with Dean. I just stood there confused and panicking, and Dean kept looking at me and saying sweet, flirtatious words. But unlike before, those words started making me feel disgusted. "Come on, baby. Don't we get along so well? Are you glad to finally see me?" But I was really scared and didn't dare to approach him. I stepped back slowly. After a while, Dean gradually revealed his true nature. He got up from his chair, looked at me with lustful eyes, and rushed over to hug me. Ew! I screamed loudly, but to no avail. I had fallen into a trap that was set by Dean and my stepdad. Dean held me so tight that I couldn't move. This is it. My life ends here. Bitter tears fell on my cheeks. At that moment, the police rushed in. They arrested Dean and all of his accomplices. I was rescued in the nick of time. My stepdad was also arrested. It all happened so fast, and I didn't have time to understand what was happening. The police said that Peter was a criminal who was known for selling young girls for money to gamble. He had a huge debt, so he sold me to Dean to clear the debt. As for Dean, it turned out that he was not a businessman, as he said, but a loan shark who had a special interest in young girls. I was shocked to learn the truth. Dean was my stepdad's moneylender, not a friend, as Peter said. The police have been tracking this criminal line for a long time, and now they finally caught them all. My dad and Dean went to jail for their crimes. I have also received a valuable lesson. I should be wary of sweet words and not to be too trusting. I've moved to another place to live, and I'm now studying hard to have a better life. Hope you guys like my story. Remember to subscribe to the channel to wait for the next good content.